Hello, my name is Rumyar Ardakani, and I'm a senior in the Fulbright Honors College of the University of Arkansas in Fayetteville. In order to familiarize myself more with local art, I have chosen to conduct research on a rock formation in Bentonville, Arkansas, just outside the Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art. The name of the artwork is A Place Where They Cried, and it was created by the sculptor Pat Music. You can see it right here behind me. This artwork was dedicated to the Trail of Tears, the forced relocation of about 15,000 Native Americans following the Indian Removal Act of 1830. In fact, Pat says that one of her primary motivations for creating this work of art was to, quote, testify to our enduring sympathy for the plight of the heroically dispossessed Cherokees who were forced in 1838 to leave their beloved homeland and make a journey of unimaginable hardship. The Place Where They Cried was chosen by Music because this was the name that the Cherokee themselves picked to label their experience on the trail. The rock formation has a very unique composition. It is composed of 34 stones of various sizes, oriented in a somewhat linear fashion in the direction of the creek. Furthermore, despite the various sizes of the stones, there is an overall feeling of balance to the viewer. In addition to composition and balance, the rock formation has a very distinctive shape, color, and texture. The stones, although they are not shaped like humans, can easily be identified as representing humans. This quality of the stones allows for the perception of a very biomorphic and organic shape. Despite their natural stone-like shape, the stones look as if they were live organic matter moving towards a creek. Furthermore, the texture of the stones, like most stones, is very stiff and hard. These qualities of the rock formation, along with the stated intention of the author, makes this piece of art particularly subject to Marxist analysis and interpretation. The Marxist approach to art is concerned largely with the social messages conveyed within art, as well as finding evidence of the manipulation of art by the ruling class to enhance its own power. From a Marxist point of view, this piece of art could represent the exploitation of Native Americans by the ruling class, in this case white society, in order to boost its control and power. The fact that the stones did not make it across the river could represent the destruction of the lower class and advancement of the goals of the ruling class. This was indeed the goal of the forced relocation of the Native Americans. Alternatively, the creek could represent the pleasures and the livelihood of the rich ruling class. The stones, representing Native Americans or any other exploited group of people, would be considered frozen and therefore unable to reach the satisfaction and pleasures of the river. The use of rock formations as a form of art has roots in the Neolithic era that span from 8000 to 4000 BC. Indeed, at first glance, the Place Where They Cried may appear very similar to the great menhirs that characterize the Neolithic era. However, Music's piece of art is more appropriately labeled as environmental art, a relatively new name given to the practice of using natural outdoor environment as a medium to express art. As mentioned earlier, the use of the outdoors makes it particularly difficult to define the boundaries of the art from the environment. This creates a sense of uniformity and inseparability between the actual art and the environment. However, there are many other historical art movements that likely influence the Place Where They Cried. In many ways, it is a combination of several different movements. The stone formation is rooted in the minimalism movement of the 1960s, but its concept is closely linked to abstract expressionism. Minimalism attempts to eliminate all sense of the artist's role in the art, leaving merely the medium for viewers to reflect upon. This is exactly the case in the Music's rock formation. In fact, there is almost no evidence of human involvement in the art other than the positioning of the rocks. The irregular shape of the stones and their layout are properties of abstract expressionism, or alternatively, abstract art in general. Abstract art can be defined as having a generalized or essential form with only a symbolic resemblance to natural objects. In the case of the stones, they each have a general, irregular, natural form. However, they are symbols and representations of humans. In this sense, the art is a form of abstract art. Therefore, it can be seen that the rock formation is structurally similar to minimalism, but conceptually similar to abstract art. This serves to remind viewers that different types of art are not necessarily constricted to one category or movement, but rather, they can be the result of influences from many different movements. I chose to research on this particular piece of art due to its combination of several diverse categories of art. When I first saw this rock formation, I had difficulty placing it into one particular category of art because it seemed so different from the art that I have seen previously. It combines the use of rock formations from the Neolithic era with 19th century minimalism and abstract expressionism to create a truly unique and aesthetically pleasing piece of art. Rather than looking at a painting of a depiction of the Trail of Tears and being told a story, we are actively participating in the creation of that story. In addition to making me reflect on the plight of Native Americans on the Trail of Tears, This artwork has also encouraged me to reflect and question the nature of art in general, and this is why I found it to be so significant. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed.